Hello and welcome to the Mr. Monster YouTube channel. As always, I am your host, Mr. Monster. Please remember that all stories said on this channel are either created and or written by me. Also, please note that viewer discretion is advised for most of my stories, especially this one. They are not intended for young children. So I hope you enjoy today's video, part 3 of my story, Window. After a moment packing up his bag, he decided he was going to go sit in the library. He felt unsafe alone in his room, but his drowsiness was not in his favor. Next to the library was a coffee shop. He ordered a triple espresso and chugged it, letting the drink slightly burn his throat. He went to the top level, where no one is allowed to speak. That way, if he hears a voice, he knows it's in his head and not someone messing with him. The question that remained in his mind, however, was, how was he having these dreams, and why? Once in the library, he went on his phone and researched dreaming, specifically if someone could dream someone else's dream. Nothing of substance came up. Well, nothing besides past lives and reincarnation theories, which Max didn't put much weight into. As time dragged on, Max started to become drowsy. Very drowsy. The caffeine dam could not prevent the adenosine river, which was now overflowing. Max didn't remember falling asleep, but once again, he was in a dream. However, this time he was looking into the eyes of Mrs. G. She was young, maybe 20 years old. Max supposed she could look however she wanted to in this liminal dream space. All around them was pure black. Max had so many questions, but only one came out of his mouth. When did you die? 10 years ago. Cervical cancer, she said directly and straight to the point. Before he could consider the next question, he spoke. Why are you talking to me? To warn you. Warn me about what? Joseph. What? Max said before he could think better of it. Mrs. G put out a hand, and in it appeared an image of a young man. It was Max. Then she put out the other hand, and another picture of Max appeared in the other one. Then Max realized that the first picture, wasn't him. The man in the photo looked just like him, but had frosted tips and blue eyes. Realization hit him like a wave. Is Joseph alive? Yes, but she can't find him. The pictures disappeared and she put her hands down. Allison's jealousy became a curse that trapped her here. Tell her the truth. How? What good will that do? Wake up now, Mrs. G screamed, aging rapidly as the dream faded out. Max opened his eyes. He was facing a window, but not just any window. His dorm room window. It was open. He looked down and saw that he was still holding his phone in his right hand, and his backpack was still on his back. He spun around, and there was a young girl in a black tight-fitting hoodie, with an image of Mariah Carey on the front. Joseph, jump out of the window. If you do, we can spend eternity forever together. I'm not Joseph. My name is Max. Did you hit your head, Joseph? The woman asked while tilting her head to the side. However, when she did so, her head moved, but her face stayed in the same place, as if lagging behind. In the empty space of her head, where her face should have been, was nothing but an empty black void. Listen to me. You are dead, Max said with empathy, to try and get her to understand. Well, of course I'm dead, so you can come join me. Look at this room, Max said. It's not even Joseph's. It's Allison's old room. Many years have passed since you and he went to school here. You were stuck where you committed murder." "No, no, liar. I died yesterday. Joseph has to be here. You have to be Joseph." She pushed him backwards towards the window. He tried to fight back, but his hands went right through her. "Please stop. I'm not Joseph. You have to believe me." As she walked forward, her face stayed suspended behind her. Only her body and a black hole, the black hole of where her face should have been, moved forward. She pushed him again. "Joseph, please come back to me. Joseph, please," this time sending him into the windowsill. Max threw his arms out to the sides, stopping him from falling. His nails dug into the textured wall, making him cringe with discomfort. "Stop!" Max yelled. A knock came on the door. "Hey, Max, is everything all right in there?" Max said the first thing that came to his mind. "Yeah, sorry, I'm on the phone." "Gotcha. Let me know if you need anything." The woman shifted back into the spot where her face was still standing. Max lunged forward out of the window and landed with a thunk on the carpet. He looked up at the girl, who was now crying. "Where is he, then? Where is Joseph?" Max answered honestly, "I don't know. But you can't stay here. You need to move on and break ties with the curse of your obsession. You need to move on." The woman stood silent for a moment, then said, "Okay." Her eyes focused on the floor like a toddler that was being reprimanded. She turned and left, walking out the door. This time, her face moved with her in a connected, smooth transition. Once she left, Max went to the window and shut it. He then took a piece of poster board he had and laid it over the window and taped it up. Now all that lit up the bedroom was Max's little dim lamp. Max was already falling asleep. He jumped into bed and slept without dreaming. Knock, knock, knock. Alright, everybody, that's going to do it for part 3 of Window. I hope you all enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you'd be so inclined, and share it with other people if you think that they would enjoy it. I worked on this story for quite a few days, and I put a lot of effort into it. Hopefully it gave you a nice shiver down your spine and a good time. But other than that, as always, I am Mr. Monster, and I am out.